Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Maharaj should be coming here in a couple of minutes, and he will speak to us today on Jivadaya. As we know, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he emphasized 3 points for us practicing devotees: Namaruchi, Jivadaya, and Vaishnava Seva. So Namaruchi spoke about yesterday how we can cultivate the taste for chanting the holy name. And yes, when we have the taste for chanting the holy name, the next thing is we should also distribute the holy name. As Maharaj mentioned yesterday, that the Panchatattva, when they came, when they appeared, they distributed, they actually, I can say looted the storehouse of love of Godhead, and the more they distributed, the more the storehouse, the stock increased in the storehouse. So today Maharaj is going to speak on the topic of Jivadaya, and then tomorrow he will speak about Vaishnava Seva, as to how we can serve Srila Prabhupada's mission, how we can serve the senior Vaishnavas, how we can serve each other, and by this simple process of Bhakti Yoga we can make our life very, very simple and happy. We are also very grateful to His Grace Sankarshan Prabhu. Sankarshan Prabhu is also an initiating spiritual master. He's been practicing Bhakti Yoga for many, many decades, and as I mentioned yesterday, that Prabhu is before internet started, his internet had already started. He was preaching online, and he's got disciples far and wide on the planet, and he preaches online. He's got what's the course called? What is your course called?
The Ultimate Self-Realization Course, www.joincourse.com. It's free. We got tens of thousands of people on it, and you can be on it too. www.joincourse.com. Kijai.
Thank you, Prabhu. So we'll have his Holiness Jai Maharaj coming any moment now, and then we'll have the class. After the class, of course, we'll have the today there's a little change of plan. We'll have the Gaura Arati after the class while the Kirtan is going on, and we'll have the Pushpa Abhishek done by the Pujaris, and all of us will get a chance to offer flowers to the Lord. And then while the Kirtan is going on, we can all play holy with the flowers. We can have a little fun, and that's we call mantra dance party. Can we request everyone to please move as forward as possible? And also on the side, because there's a lot of place on the side, so that the devotees who are coming a little later, they can also come in without being disturbed, without us being disturbed. He's coming. Prabhu is coming.
Sukhdev Maharaj ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Radha Madhava, Jai Kunj Bihari, Jai Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Yes, move on. Please, please.
And we can check the telephones and see that they're in silence mode. The devotee should be merciful. We're friendly with our peers, respectful to our seniors, and merciful to those who are less fortunate. This is the behavior of the devotee who's at least advanced to the second class platform. On the third class platform, no mercy, we just care about our own interests. But the second class devotee, he makes friends with other devotees, he adores the Lord, he is merciful to the innocent, and he avoids the demonic. So there are different kinds of mercy. In general, there's daya for the body and mind, and daya for the soul. Generally, people think that to look after the interests of the body and mind is real mercy. So they open hospitals, they have orphanages, and old age homes, and homeless shelters, and medical dispensaries, all sorts of charitable activities for the upliftment of someone's material condition. And this is their mercy. We should be merciful, kind to the poor, kind to the less fortunate. Give some economic help, give some maybe education, to the less fortunate. But it's all in terms of the body and the mind. Someone doesn't have a home, so we have to find a home for him. Someone doesn't have education, let's provide education. Someone needs medical help, let's help with his medical needs. In this way, investing in the welfare of others, but only in terms of the temporary body and mind, which are external. Prabhupada gave the example that there were some people on the seashore, and they saw that some man was drowning. So among them there was one heroic man. He dove into the water, swam out, and grabbed the man's shirt and coat and came back to the shore with the shirt and coat. So then everybody said, "You fool! You've only saved the shirt and coat and the man is drowned." So in this way, the kindness in terms of the body and the mind loses the eternal living entity. His body gets some benefit, and he goes to hell. So, what then is the use? Prabhupada gave another. So the real welfare means to uplift the soul. People are drowning in the ocean of material existence. And only when they revive their eternal relationship with Krishna can they be happy and well situated. And that will solve all their problems. Prabhupada gave the example. You go meet some big man, a very rich man. So you meet him, you meet his wife, his children. And then the next day, you're driving in your car some days later, and the man's son is there, dressed like a wretched fellow, and tapping on your window, begging for food. So, if you want to be kind to him, what do? You roll down your window and give him some food. That's not actual kindness. Real kindness, you'll say, "Wait a second, I know you, you're the son of Mr. Such and Such. You get in my car." And you drive him back to his father, and there all of his needs will be met. Otherwise, you give him some bread, again he needs bread. He needs some place to stay, or he needs psychiatric attention. We don't actually solve his problem. But if we bring him back to his father, then all of his needs will be cared for. That's real kindness. Therefore, faith in the Mahaprabhu. Namo Mahaprabhu. He's the most magnanimous, most beneficent. Why? He didn't open any hospitals, he didn't open any orphanages or educational institutions. But Krishna Prema Pradayate. It's better not to sit this way, Prabhuji, with the arms around the legs in the nectar of devotion. So where was I? Mahabharata. So he's Krishna Prema Pradayate. He's giving love for Krishna, which is the real benefit for the conditions of for any soul. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to refer to this material welfare work as harm-giving kindness. Because we're encouraging, but maybe just make the arrangements, make some adjustments, and you'll be happy in this material world. That's not kindness, that's giving harm. Prabhupada used to give the example that there was some boy in his experience who had cholera, and the doctor said that the boy will have to fast. But while the parents were away, the boy begged his brother, "I'm so hungry, could you just give a little cake?" So the boy thought, sure, gave him some cake. Then the result was that the boy nearly died. And the parents came home and beat him like anything, beat his brother. So he thought he was doing some kindness, but it was actually harm. I have another example, Prabhupada didn't give this one, but I read someplace in the history about the concentration camps during World War II. The Germans put the gypsies and the Jews in these concentration camps and made them work, and they were practically starving. And the Americans and Australians, I guess, the Allies, came and liberated the camps. And they saw these people who looked like skeletons. And they hadn't been eating, they were just like skeletons. And the soldiers felt so much compassion for them that they were taking their own rations, you know, they would have, I think they would have C rations, their packs of food, and they were tossing them to the people. They hadn't eaten anything. They were just spontaneously throwing them tins of food. And the Jewish doctors were trying to stop the people. Don't take it. Because these people hadn't been eating for months and months and months. And now there's this, like super high protein military diet. If you try to eat this, you won't be able to digest it. But the people were so hungry that for the most part they didn't listen to it. Whatever the doctor says, I'm hungry. And after so many having survived in the concentration camps, up to the point when the camps were liberated, they accepted this food and died. Because it was too much for them. So that's harm-giving kindness. We wanted to do something good, but the poor person died. So the Krishna consciousness movement is meant to give real kindness. Not to make some adjustments so that the conditioned souls can be more comfortable in the material world. There's some story that there was some woman, she was carrying some heavy burden, and somehow the burden fell from her head, and now it's all, so she's praying, hey, go on. And Krishna appeared before her. So, could you please put the burden back on my head? So that's not our job, to help people be more better situated in this material existence. Our job is how to bring people back to home, back to God. And this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. Born in Thai, traveling everywhere, and spreading the holy name of Krishna as the real treasure, the real asset, the real remedy for material existence. And this is the ultimate kindness. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Over to you.
The beauty of this is, the more you give kindness, the more you receive kindness. So it's not that you lose something by giving. Krishna sees how much we're giving, and he then reciprocates with us. So don't be afraid to give. Just give to your fullest extent, and Krishna will shower his loving mercy upon you. The torrents of rain in the monsoon season. Huh? Actually, our nature is to give, but somehow we've been polluted by the desire, take. It was a big mistake to get in the mood to take. So let us reverse that tendency of take, and give. Krishna is behind everything, he's seeing everything. So even a little bit of effort to give Krishna prema to others. Krishna reciprocates. Inasmuch as surrender to me and bore them accordingly, there's no one more dear to me than the preacher. So we're a preaching movement. We're not meant to be Kanishas, just practicing for our own liberation. We're meant to become Madhyams for preaching, giving the books, giving association, giving prasadam. We want to give these people the chance to get back to their original identities that they once had before they made the foolish mistake of being envious of Krishna and trying to enjoy separately. So this process is not very difficult, but the difficulty is we make it difficult by trying to do it our own way. That's why we have to hear from the acharyas. What is the proper way to engage in Krishna consciousness? It's all there in the Bhagavad Gita. It's further elaborated in Nectar Devotion, Srimad Bhagavatam, these wonderful literatures that Srila Prabhupada has bestowed upon us by his unlimited, merciful giving mood. So let us receive this gift. Take it fully into our lives. Take this as the greatest blessing. We can put the books in our house and offer obeisances to the books, because Srila Prabhupada is fully present. Just imagine if Srila Prabhupada came into your house, how much you'd be in ecstasy, be bowing down. How can we serve you, Srila Prabhupada? He's right there, right now, in the form of these books. So we can offer our obeisances to the books and dive deep into this knowledge by reading, by hearing, by serving. Even touching the books will make spiritual progress. So please, my dear ladies and gentlemen, don't throw away this human life down the drain. You've gotten it after millions and millions and quadrillions of lifetimes. So now take full advantage of this amazing, amazing mercy you've been blessed with. To seriously take this pathway to Krishna consciousness as your only business, with your every thought, your every word, your every deed, in all times, places, and circumstances. Do you agree? Yes. Jai. Thank you. So now do it.
Some questions? Comments?
Maharaj, when trying to give, I am calculating how to get rid of this calculation within oneself. When trying to give, I'm calculating how much should I give, holding back, so how to get rid of this.
When you're trying to give, you're calculating. Of course, it depends what we're giving. If you're giving the holy name, if you're giving books, you don't have to calculate. The more you give, the more you have. There's no shortage of Krishna consciousness. It replenishes itself. The more you distribute, the more you can distribute. Otherwise, in terms of money or physical assets, naturally we have to calculate. Otherwise, you come back in the evening and your wife says, "How did things go?" "Well, I just gave away the house." You were having a charity drive, and I thought, why should I calculate? No, you have to calculate. How much can I give? Prabhupada gives that calculation that Goswami, when he retired from the government business, he gave 50% in charity. And 25% he gave to the family members. And 25% he kept against personal emergency. So that was calculation. Where we calculate that this person deserves and this person deserves. Bhagavad Das Goswami, in his household life, he held a Chiradvai festival for the pleasure of Nityananda Prabhu and his devotees. And at the end he kept aside some donation to give them, some money, so many gold coins. And it was this much for these people, this much for those people, from Nityananda Prabhu's closest associates, this much. I would say calculate. Or we may calculate that this person is asking, but it's just for some material thing. I won't give, I'll give to the Brahmins, to the Vaishnavas. Not just that we, as soon as someone asks, we give anything, whatever. Intelligence, the business of the intelligence is to calculate. But our standard of calculation is, how can I best serve Krishna? How can I best serve Krishna? What is my duty? And how can I best serve? Not, what about me? What about me and my comfort and everything? But what is my duty? How can I serve?
Thank you.
Spiritual, we see Prabhupada's giving. He explains the spiritual master takes birth after birth until his disciples go back to God. It's pretty heavy-duty giving. I read that in Brahma's writings. He takes birth after birth until his disciples go back to God. Talking about giving.
Ranti Dev. Our tendency is to calculate that this much I'll give and this much I'll keep for my sense gratification. You know, if there's 4 rasgullas, then I'll give 3. Because the 4th one I'll keep for my own enjoyment. But if we're truly generous, I'll give 4. Why not? Krishna will give me my sense gratification. Ranti gave, he just gave all his food to those who were there. So that generosity is not very nice. That feeling that, why do I have to hold back? Krishna and providing me. But calculation is also not wrong.
Hare Krishna. Good.
Yeah, I have a question regarding from yesterday. We were talking about the holy name and chanting. My question is, sometimes when we are chanting, we are putting the holy name like a white screen, and we project our thoughts there because it's something like we can do automatically. You showed the example that when you are typing, you don't have to think too much. Like when we are driving, we can do so many other things at the same time. So my question is, when we are chanting, we have to just listen the holy name, or we can put some emotion, some vibe there.
Yes, to chant with feeling is very good. It's not that we have to, because I'm supposed to just hear, so I have to be like a hearing machine. But to chant, please Krishna, engage me in your service. There's some feeling there also. But not that we have to, what's the word, cook it up, you know. Chant Hare Krishna, chant with feeling, but not in a pretentious way, but sincerely.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
There's one question there.
Yes, thank you, Ron. Or, yes. No, now it's with you.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. We've seen that when we are preaching, we see that if something is inconceivable, people don't want to accept it. And then we see that in the world where poverty, hunger is very prevalent, it's very difficult to explain that this is material kindness. Because people want to address, if someone is hungry, they want food. And hunger is so much prevalent that if you go to satisfy all the hungry people, then you're constantly engaged in that. You're not satisfying, you're not getting into the spiritual kindness. So people want to engage all their resources, whether it is money, energy, everything in satisfying material kindness. Because that is needed in the moment.
Because they're bhotic. They're materialists, so they're thinking that the big need is the material need. That's their material consciousness. What I need is more material stuff. What the rest of the world needs is more material stuff, or a better material situation, because they're materialists. That's their misfortune. That they can't see something. Shall we not give psychiatric help because you can't see the mind? We'll only give food, but if someone's crazy, we won't give psychiatric help because the mind can't be seen. Would they say that? You may not be able to see the mind, but you can see the effects. If someone's mind is not working properly, they can't be happy. They'll do something foolish, self-destructive. So they need help with the mind. So, or if he's not crazy, he's just intelligent, he needs education. So we provide education for the intelligence. But higher than the mind, higher than the intelligence is the soul. Soul also needs something. Why should it, unless I see it, I can't. No. And we see practically a person who gets psychiatric help who may become a little settled, and a person who gets education maybe become a little educated, and someone who becomes Krishna conscious gets everything. He gets spiritual understanding, he gets peace of mind, which even the biggest materialist can't get. Well, why does it have to be something I can hold in my hand? And anyway, you put it in his hand, and he'll lose it. It's not eternal. You solve his food problem, and he'll have a medical problem, you'll solve a medical problem, you'll have a psychiatric problem, solve a psychiatric problem, you'll have a family problem, solve his family problem, get run over by a truck. This is the material world. No one can solve the problems of others just by material means. Material means. It doesn't work that way. There's something else I was thinking.
I don't understand the question.
That what we seem to offer people is something intangible. It's not something that they can see. So what do we say to that?
How to bring the point of accepting it?
Mm.
Yeah. People don't care how much you know. They don't care how much. They want to know how much you care. So actually, we have that compassionate mood, wanting to know these people, understand them. If we show actual feelings and wanting to know about them and care about them, then they're willing to hear from us. They want to know how much you care. They see this person really cares about me. They have loving feelings for me. I'm important to them. Then they're willing to hear from you. That's what we're seeing practically speaking. They don't care how much you know. They want to know how much you care. If you show that compassionate mood, caring about that person, they're willing to hear from you then. That's what we're seeing practically.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
So if you like to
Maharaj, in this day and age when mental health is a very big issue, and a lot of individuals and people come to us in the temple, we find it difficult just to bring them up to the level of bringing them here on a regular basis, because they're so caught up with their own challenges. So then how to best effectively, it's again an accountant's question, how to best effectively use our time and energy so that we can get the optimum output. This again, as per Hajramananda's question, or calculation. So calculate the cost-benefit ratio.
These days we find that people are so mentally disturbed, and then we want to help them, but even to get them to come is very difficult. Mentally disturbed means everyone's mentally disturbed. The rich men are so mentally disturbed. Prabhupada told a story that there was some murder case, and the defendant pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity. And so they called the psychiatrist, the judge called him a psychiatrist. So then the psychiatrist testified, and he examined the man, and he said, "Your Honor, in my career I've studied many people and their problems, and in my opinion everyone is crazy. So if you want to excuse him, that's up to you." So from the point of view of a devotee, everyone is mentally disturbed. Everyone is crazy. But we try by one means or another. By one means or another. The preacher has to divide, so we invite them, come, chant with us, come, take prasadam, come read these nice books. We come to our festival. Just one way or another we devise different, come to our, whatever. Some way to attract people, please come, please come, please come. Not just that we concoct any nonsense, but from among our, what would you say, standard methods, we try to induce people, please come chant with us, please come. take prasad with us. And those who are fortunate will come. Or Prabhupada devised other means, please become our life member. Because they're not going to chant, they're not going to do everything. But they have some money, they want to give some charity. Or they're calculating that if I give this much money, then I get to stay 3 days for free in any ISKCON temple during the Mass. I go to New York once in a year. And so Prabhupada saw the opportunity that you engage them, and they'll get, by becoming a life member, they'll get books, they'll get association with the devotees. So it was a scheme how to bring people closer to Krishna. And that's also called Dravya Maya Yajna, to give some of one's property for Krishna when he becomes purified. So this is the business of a devotee. How can I engage people one way or another to bring them closer to Krishna? Is that okay? Devotees always thinking, how can I help people? How can I help?
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Thanks for sharing the words of wisdom. I just have a follow-up question to what Prabhuji was asking. Generally, when we try to share about Krishna consciousness, then we tend to actually check on their progress, like how they're progressing as well. So when we actually check on their progress, this is a common problem that we see. They try to keep away from us because we're constantly checking on their progress as well. So how to actually check, and also how to retain them, because when you try to check, they try to move away from you, but we would like to actually keep them, at the same time make sure that we try to retain them as well.
When we bring people to Krishna consciousness, then we check how are you doing, and they start to shy away. When I go there, they're going to check on me, they're going to interrogate me, and they shy away. So we don't have to check on everyone. It's not that if you approach, then now here's our checklist. Did you do this? Did you do this? Did you do this? No. We're so happy to see you. Nice to see you again. We don't have to know when you came last time. Not that we have to check. If you're interested, we'll check on you. I mean, any ordinary person, how's your health? How are you doing? But if we want to know more, that depends on the relationship. It depends on the relationship. I ask, how's your health? He'll say, all right. But if I want to know, all the real facts, what's happening with your liver, what's happening with your prostate problem, what's happening with your... that's not for everyone. That's not for everyone. That's if you're in my inner circle, then I'll tell you these things. Otherwise, how's your health? All right. So we don't have to check up on everyone. Just come. If you came, you're doing good. That's all. You came. You don't have to check. You're doing good because you came. And we're glad to see you. And how can we help? And how can we serve? We don't have to check. But if they're interested and they want us to help them, if we have a close relationship, then we may ask, how's your chanting going? How's your reading going? How are you doing with following these rules? If we have that relationship, they may have confided in us, then we may, what is that? Guyamakyati Prichyati. Confidential exchanges of questions and answers, according to the relationship. I come to the temple for the first time. It's not like you say, so what are your problems? You've got a clipboard and you're recording it all. All right?
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. So, devotees do understand the importance of Jivadaya, sharing this message of Krishna consciousness with others. And we've also experienced immense bliss whenever we get some opportunity to do that, either through Harinam, book distribution.
Yeah, up closer. We have some big people also giving space.
Yes, Maharaj. So we know that this process is really blissful if we are able to share Krishna consciousness somehow or the other. But devotees also go through their own cycles. They have their own challenges of managing their sadhana, or keeping the body and soul together, managing their household affairs. And sometimes even with the higher desire, the proportion of time that one ideally desires to do Jivadaya is not able to do it for somehow or the other, or sometimes because of challenges of one's own mind and body as well. So how to increase that proportion of time for Jivadaya? So because that's what Krishna likes.
Take sannyas. That's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did. He was involved. Bhaktivinoda Thakur said he left the small world of home and family for the larger world of Krishna and all of humanity. So that's one way. At the mature stage, why should I stay home taking care of, one old person that I'm married to, and maybe a kid or two who's still doing this or that? At a certain point, one may think, why should I tie myself to the welfare of one person when the whole world is in difficulty and need? That was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that was Srila Prabhupada also. He took sannyas for our benefit, for his own welfare. Wife is cooking, everything is there. But for carrying out the mission of the spiritual master and for spreading Krishna consciousness to the world, and family life. From a mature stage, family.
I'd also like to quickly announce that we all have the opportunity to take a couple of Maharaj's books. It's Srila Prabhupada Kirtan Standard and Vanity Karma. It's right on the table. So these books are really amazing books. The first book is actually on Kirtan Standards as per Srila Prabhupada. And the great opportunity we have today is that, yes, we can get these books all around the year, but right now if we get them, we have the opportunity to get them personally autographed by Maharaj himself while he's here. So please do take this opportunity to grab a copy of these amazing books. Hare Krishna.
If you're calculating, I think they're $15.95 US. Or whatever you'd like.
Hare Krishna. Am I right to say that we can be truly compassionate only if we see others as part and parcels of Krishna? And if so, then how can we cultivate this mood instead of seeing others, like defining them by the roles they play in our lives? Say like, this is my boss, this is my school teacher.
How can we see people more as spiritual beings than in terms of their bodily identities? Chant Hare Krishna. Read the books, chant Hare Krishna. And give them Krishna consciousness. Those who are giving Krishna consciousness, they see more and more people in terms of Krishna consciousness. We have experience so often we're trying to distribute books and we're thinking this person would take because of this person would take because of that. And then we approach them and it turns out that we were totally wrong. So, Hare Krishna. Shall we stop here? Okay. Thank you all.
So after this, we will, the deities will come out and everyone will rise. We will offer the flower petals to the lordships.
Closer, closer.
So first Maharaj and his Grace and Krishna Prabhu will offer the flowers, and then we request senior devotees like Sukhdev Prabhu, Maharaj Prabhu, Harinam Prabhu, all of them to come forward, and then we have two lines, form the lines as out as possible for Mataji and Prabhus, and then once you have offered the flowers, you go inside, and then just stay at your place, and then the kirtan will start now, and then after that, the kirtan will go on. So right now we also have the Gaura Aarti being performed, but we'll have kirtan and offering of flowers to the deities. So we'll also require some help to fold the mats.
Thank you.